Hello everyone, welcome to Academy of Civil Services. And throughout these video programs, we would like to give you some important current affair topics which are relevant to our prelims examinations. And you know that the last 1.5 years of the current affairs are relevant for the preparations. And we would like to help you throughout these video sessions, which some topic were discussed frequently in the news, and those topics were in the major discussions and that are related to our syllabus like economy, polity, geography, and history, and including the science and technology, ecology, environment. So those topics will be discussed throughout this video session. And please stay tuned with us, and we'll help you to assist your preparation better. So we'll start with the first topic, that with the question hour. Question hour. The question hour was in the news when there was a monsoon session in 2021. Then it was there in the news during the winter session, and it was there in the news during the budget session. So whenever a parliament session is holding in India, so there will be a news related to the question hour. So this is one of the type of the devices of parliament. In our polity Lakshmikant, we have a list of devices of the parliament in our parliament module. And I hope you have got some classes about the parliament of Indian polity. So one of the important module, and most of the questions in prelims also will come from the module called as parliament. In that parliament, the module has discussed about the devices of the parliament. So one of the devices is the question hour, and which were in the news frequently. That's why we can expect a question about, especially in Indian polity, with regard to the current affair, the question hour. That's why this topic is very relevant for our prelims 22. So what is the question hour? Whenever a parliament sitting is happening, the first hour of the parliament sitting is called as or termed as question hour. So either the Rajya Sabha or the Lok Sabha, that means both are the parliament's house. So any house, their first hour of every parliament sitting we call or term is the question hour. So it is mentioned in the rules of procedure of the houses. Every parliament, like the parliament sessions, are ruled according to the rules of procedure which is written. So the devices of the parliament which is mentioned in the rules of the procedure of the houses. So here these are the facts that is very relevant to our prelims related question, because in statement type questions they will give you these facts and we need to identify whether these statements are right or not. So if in the future statement we can expect that this statement may wrong if they say it is not mentioned in the rules of procedure. There are some other devices of the parliament which is not mentioned in the rules of procedure. But in the case of question hour, we have to remember that it is clearly mentioned in the rules of procedure. So what is question hour? The meaning itself, you know that it is the hour which deal with the questions. So who will ask these questions? We know that in the parliament, both the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, we have MPs, member of the parliaments. So these MPs will ask the questions to the ministers who are holding this ministerial department. They must be accountable to their functioning of the ministry. So if they fail to take any accountability in their respective ministry, these MPs can ask the question to the concerned ministries. So this is what the question hour, what is happening during the question hour. It is the first hour of every parliament sitting. This is according to the rules of procedure, which is where the MPs of the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha, both houses, ask the question to the ministers. Not only to the ministers, here we have to focus here. The questions can also ask to the private members. Then who are private members in the parliaments? So those MPs, which they are not a minister, we will call they are private members. You might be hear about private member bill. So how many of you are about the private members bill or private member? So I think the polity, when you have studied about this, like parliament, the member of the parliament. So except the ministers, all those MPs will call private members. If any bill introduced by a private member, the MPs who are not a minister, if they are introducing any bill, we call it is a private member bill. If it is a minister is introducing the bill, then we will call what? If a minister is introducing a bill, what we will call in those bills? So if a minister is introducing a bill, we know that it was called as government bill. If a MP who are not a ministers, then all those bill will called private members bills. So this question hour will held in all days of the session except in two, like there are two exemption also, that the question hour will not happen in two times. One is that when the president address the parliaments, so when the president address the MPs of the both houses in a central hall, then there is no question hour is held in those days. And as well as the when the finance minister present the budgets, in these two like times or two times the question hour is normally not held. So this is an exception to the question hour. Normally the question hour will happen in all days of the session of the parliament, but 2 days were given as an exception. One is the president's when he addressing the parliament, especially when the newly elected government was formed and the first session of the parliament will be addressed by the president. That addressing by the president we also call as motion of thanks. This we'll study in the parliament also. So in those sessions, no question hour will be held, as well as when the finance minister present the budget. When this budget will be presented, normally when this budget will be presented, do we know when this budget was, the recent budget was presented? It is on the 1st February, yes, February 1. So in the when the finance minister present the budget also, the question hour not be scheduled on this. This is an exception. Then who has the authority in with respect to the conduct of question hour? It is the presiding officer of the both houses. If in the case of Lok Sabha, it will be the speaker of the house. The speaker will be the presiding officer of the Lok Sabha. So he has the authority, the final authority with respect to the conduction of the question hour. Similar, in the case of Rajya Sabha, we know that the chairman who will be the vice president of, who is also the vice president of India. So if he is the presiding officer of the Rajya Sabha, he has the final authority with respect to the conducting of the question hour. These are the facts, the fundamental facts that we need to remember in the case of the question hour. In the question hour, there are three kinds of question also we can see. In question hour, there are three types of question also we can see. One is the start questions, unstart question, short notice question. So these are the three major kinds of the question, a three type of question which will come under the question hour. One is the start question, second is the unstart question, third is the short notice question. This could be the future statement type question we can expect, the types of questions in the question hour as a devices of the parliaments. So all these have a different, like an important facts. Like start question, you can see in the PPT that this require when any MP is asking a questions. In the case of start questions, this require an oral answer and supplementary question can also follow. That means if the MP is asking to the minister has to respond in an oral answers. And supplementary questions, the next questions can be followed after that. Then in the case of unstart question, if a question is called as unstart question, this require an return answer to that. So in that questions, the response must be in a return form and the supplementary questions cannot be followed. So that is what unstart question. This just fact we need to remember how this response should be given to these questions. If it is start question, oral answers, supplementary questions can followed. Then in the case of unstart questions, written answer must be there and supplementary questions cannot follow. And short notice question, if anybody want to ask a called as the short notice question, he has to give a notice of less than 10 days and this question can be answered orally. These are the again another one more fact with regard to question hour. Once we have discussed about the fact about the question hour, one of the devices of the parliament. We have said that it is the first hour of every parliament sitting, which is mentioned in the rules of procedure of the houses. This is the type of question where MPs will ask questions to the ministries who are holding the responsibility of department, etc. They are accountable to that. This question can be asked to the private members as well who are not a minister. So any MPs can also like ask to any other MPs who are not a ministers. So this session will be held in all days except when the president addressing MPs or the finance minister presenting the budgets. The presiding officer of the both houses, that means the parliament, has the final authority with respect to the conduct of question paper. There are three types of questions: start question, unstart question, short notice question. The fact about we also have to remember. To know more about our courses, the online platform, the current affairs, our static courses, if you want to join our courses, you can check all the details which are given in the below. You can go through that link and you can check the details of the courses and other details. If you want to join, if you want to know more, you can also contact the number given in that links also. And please stay tuned with us, and we will come up with more videos of the important current affair and other important topic that are relevant for the prelims. And we'll also come up with the discussions of the questions and how to tackle those questions with some strategies as well. So please subscribe our channel in order to access all these videos and in order to continue the strategic videos, and which will definitely help you in preparing the prelims examination. Thank you all.